In the heart of a quiet African village, surrounded by thick forest and a river that shimmered like silver under the moon, there lived two inseparable girls, Amoka and Ngozi. They were like twins born from different mothers. They dressed alike, laughed alike, and everywhere they went, people called them the moon and her shadow. They fetched water together, told stories together, and swore never to keep secrets from each other, but even the strongest bonds can hide the darkest secrets. As the girls grew older, people began to notice something. Amoka's beauty bloomed like a morning flower, the market women praised her smile, the elders spoke gently to her, and the young men's eyes followed her like bees to honey. And though Ngozi smiled beside her, something cold began to grow in her heart, a whisper that said, "Why her? And not you?" One golden afternoon, their parents went to the farm, leaving the girls behind. Ngozi turned to Amoka and said, "Let's go to the stream before our mothers return." They walked together, singing softly, their feet stirring the dust of the forest path, but the forest that day felt different. The birds were quiet. The air was heavy, and the river, the same one they had fetched water from since childhood, rippled as though it was watching them. Hours passed. The sun fell behind the hills. Ngozi returned home alone. "Where is Amoka?" her mother asked. Ngozi lowered her head. She said she wanted to fetch water one last time. "I refused to go. And that was the last I saw her." That night, the village searched with torches and drums. They searched the forest, the stream, the farmlands, calling her name again and again, "Amoka. Amoka." But the only sound that answered was the cry of crickets. 3 days later, a hunter stumbled into the village, pale and trembling. "Come. Come quickly," he gasped. "There's something by the lake." The villagers followed him to the edge of the forest, where the air was thick and cold. There, floating gently on the lake's surface, was Amoka's lifeless body, her eyes wide open, staring at nothing. Her once beautiful face was bruised, her body torn, and her necklace, the one Ngozi had given her, was missing. The crowd gasped. Some ran. Some fainted. The mothers wailed so loudly the forest itself seemed to mourn. Days turned into weeks. Amoka was buried beneath the baobab tree by the stream. Ngozi wept more than anyone. She refused food, refused laughter, refused peace. But every night, she woke screaming from terrible dreams. She said she saw Amoka's face in the mirror, her eyes filled with blood. Sometimes, she heard her voice whisper, "Why did you leave me?" One night, her scream was so loud the whole village gathered. Ngozi trembled, clutching her chest, her eyes wild with terror. "Please," she screamed, "don't kill me. I will confess." The elders stepped forward. "Confess what, child?" Ngozi fell to her knees and cried, "It was me. I led her there. They said they would give me clothes and beads if I brought her to the lake. I thought they only wanted to scare her. I didn't know they would take her life." Gasps filled the air. The drums fell silent. Her mother wailed, "Ngozi, my child, what have you done?" Tears streamed down Ngozi's face. She whispered, "I was jealous. I wanted to be the one they loved." Then her body shook violently. She screamed once and collapsed. When they lifted her, she was gone. The elders buried her beside Amoka, under the same tree where they used to braid each other's hair.